If you're listening during that weird New Year's week stretch when nobody knows what day it is, everyone is somehow full of cheese, and your house looks like it's half de-holidayed and half still in some type of survival mode, this episode is for you. Because if you're the default parent, this week can feel really confusing. And it's supposed to be restful. It's supposed to be a reset. And yet you can be sitting down and still feel like you're working. Today, we're going to talk about why that happens, and then I'm going to give you a simple reset, rest, reflect, and one goal that actually helps. Welcome back to Insights from Inside. I'm Amanda. And today we're talking about this weird week between Christmas and New Year's and just kind of how confusing it can be. I have a bonus today. I have been under the weather for the past couple days, and so my house is a complete disaster. I woke up this morning and my youngest had started another puzzle on the dining room table. We had just finished one the other day, and now he started a new one, so we're back to not being able to sit in the dining room for meals, which really stresses me out. And so I really wanted to kind of talk to parents, especially overwhelmed moms who are carrying that default parent load. And if you're parenting neurodiverse kids, or if you're neurodivergent yourself, New Year's week can feel extra intense because routines are looser, the transitions are pretty much constant, and everyone's nervous system is all over the place. So if you're super tired, unmotivated, or you feel like you should be doing more right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not failing, you're carrying invisible work. So let's name the problem. A big reason New Year's week feels heavy is that the mental load doesn't pause. Researchers describe the mental load as cognitive and emotional labor that's invisible, boundaryless, and enduring. So invisible means people don't always see it. Boundaryless means it follows you everywhere, into your downtime, your workday, your shower, your bedtime. And enduring means it doesn't really end, it just changes shape. And when we zoom in on the cognitive side, the in your head work, household labor isn't just doing tasks, it's the thinking that makes the task happen. So one study breaks cognitive labor into 4 parts: anticipation, seeing what's coming, identification, noticing what needs to be done, decision-making, choosing what happens next, and monitoring, making sure it actually happens. New Year's week spikes decision-making and monitoring because the routine is fuzzy, the calendar is weird, and the kids are home. Meals are less structured and bedtime is questionable, if at best. So you're constantly deciding, what are we doing today? What are we eating? How much screen time is too much? Are we leaving the house or not? And then you're monitoring. Did anyone eat actual food? Did anyone move their body? Did anyone brush their teeth? Did anyone melt down because the plan changed? So if you're thinking, why am I tired? We're not even doing that much. You're not failing. You're carrying the invisible work. This time of year, the internet gets super loud as well. Everybody's talking about new year, new you, new routines, new habits, new goals. And I want to offer a gentler, more realistic frame. Last year, I wrote about goals versus resolutions, and I still believe that core point. Resolutions tend to be vague and often avoidance-oriented. So stop doing this, don't do that, lose the weight, drink less. And goals tend to be more approach-oriented and measurable. Do this, build that, practice this habit. And research backs that up. Approach-oriented goals have a higher success rate than avoidance-oriented resolutions. But here's the update that I want to add this year. If you're the default parent, your goals can't ignore the baseline. Because the most common New Year's trap for moms isn't setting goals. It's setting goals that quietly become more invisible work. So today we're going to do this differently. This is not a routine overhaul. This is not a fix your life in January plan. And this is a reset designed for real life. So part 1 is that we want to rest in a way that actually counts. So let's start with rest. Rest isn't just doing nothing. For default parents, rest often requires a boundary. So I want you to pick one of these for the next few days. Option A, a 20-minute off-duty block each day. The timer's on, the phone's down, and you are not available for planning, problem solving, or refereeing. Option B, one dedicated ownership lane for 48 hours. Not help, ownership. Meals, laundry, kid entertainment, bedtime. Someone else owns it from start to finish. And option C is a decision-free dinner. Whether that's leftovers, freezer meal, breakfast for dinner, something that doesn't require you to anticipate, decide, and monitor. Because if you're still anticipating, deciding, and monitoring, you're not actually off duty. And I want you to feel what real off duty feels like, even if it's just for 20 minutes. Part 2 is to reflect without shame. You don't need a full journal session. We're looking for clarity here. Here are 3 questions. You can answer them in a notes app or on a sticky note or just in your head while you fold laundry. So for question 1 is what worked this month, even a little bit. Question 2 is what drained me the most and what part of it was invisible. And question 3 is what am I done carrying alone? That third question is really important because the mental load is enduring. It doesn't end unless something changes. So we're not just reflecting on what happened, we're reflecting on what needs to shift. Part 3 is to set one goal that makes life lighter. Not 10, not a full transformation, just one. And here's your default parent filter. If this goal creates more anticipation, more decision making, and more monitoring from me, it's not a goal, it's a new job. So instead, choose one approach-oriented goal for January that reduces load. So here's a couple examples. For January, we will do a 10-minute nightly closeout 4 nights a week. Or maybe for January, my partner will own school lunches start to finish. Or for January, we will use one shared calendar and one family list. No text as the system. And for January, I will take 20-minute off-duty blocks after dinner 3 nights a week. Approach-oriented goals are more successful because they give your brain a clear direction and a clearer plan. And notice what these goals have in common. They're not about becoming a new person. They're about creating a lighter system. So part 4 is to give a baseline. Default parents are often so used to carrying everything that we set goals from a place of shame instead of data. So pick a baseline. Right now, I get 0 off-duty blocks. Or maybe your baseline is right now, I do 100% of school communication. Right now, bedtime takes 90 minutes and I do all the monitoring. Then set a January target that is realistic. So this month, I'm aiming for 2 off-duty blocks a week. Or maybe I'm aiming for 2 nights where someone else owns bedtime. That's not small. That's structural change. If New Year's week feels super messy and slow and a little unmotivated, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It might mean your nervous system is finally noticing what it's been carrying. So let this be your permission slip. Rest before you rebuild, reflect without shame, set one goal that makes life lighter. If you want a tool that helps you get the open loops out of your head and into a plan you can actually work with, grab the executive function checklist. The link is in the description. And if you want to share, I'd love to hear your one January goal, the one that makes life lighter. Admittedly, currently, I do not have a January goal. I've been thinking about it. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do, but I will definitely share it with you in the comments. I'll see you next time.